सेव किया था ना?
मैं सिर्फ इसलिए गया था क्योंकि उसने मुझे कॉल किया, that's it. But listen तो.
Save it for someone else.
जिंदगी में सेव करना जरूरी है, मगर जब बात पैसों की हो, सिर्फ सेविंग से काम नहीं चलेगा। इक्विटी म्यूचुअल फंड्स में इन्वेस्ट कीजिए और अपने सेविंग्स को आगे बढ़ने का मौका दीजिए।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
Hello and welcome to PoliGraph with ThePrint's political editor, Mr. D.K. Singh. Today we will be discussing the Bharat Jodo Yatra and specifically a comment made by Akhilesh Yadav, the chief of the Samajwadi Party in UP, ahead of the Yatra entering the state in the first 2 weeks of January. Now, Akhilesh Yadav said that he has not received any invitation from the Congress Party to join the Yatra, even going on to say that the Congress and the BJP are one team. Now, what we are going to discuss today is why Akhilesh Yadav would not like to walk with Rahul Gandhi or is reluctant to walk with Rahul Gandhi in the Bharat Jodo Yatra. So, DK, taking the first question to you, why this kind of reluctance from Akhilesh Yadav? Of course, the Congress and the Samajwadi Party were in an alliance in UP in the 2017 election. That, of course, did not work out very well for either party. So, why this reluctance now?
So, let's come to the first thing first. When he said he has not gotten an invitation, we have spoken to many UP Congress leaders and they have gone on record saying that we did send an invitation. Where that invitation letter got lost on the way, we have no idea. Anyway, so coming to the main question, when we talk to SP leaders, there are basically 2 points they are raising. That whenever we ally with big parties, we don't gain anything. It's the big parties which gain. Second point is, if we ally with smaller parties, we do better. So we have been looking at the data and they seem to be correct there in their assessment. So for instance, in 2012, when Congress had gone, no, they are talking about 2017 Congress experience. So if you look at 2012 and 17, Congress had contested, in 2012 Congress contested on about 350 odd seats, 355 seats. And their vote share was just about 13%. So when I'm talking about vote share, I'm not talking about the overall vote share in the entire state. I'm talking about the vote share on seats that they contested.
Yeah.
So because if we are discussing alliances, we'll have to go by the seats. So on those seats, 350 odd seats in 2012 assembly election, Congress got about 13%. In 2017, when it contested 114 seats in alliance with the Samajwadi Party, Congress's vote share on those seats went up by about 9 percentage points, from 13 to 20, almost 22. That tells you that the Congress gained from that alliance. Look at the SP. Now, SP from 2012 to 2017 you come. In 17, SP contested about 311 seats. There again, the vote share on those seats, SP's vote share, was just about 28%, which was 29% in 2012. It came down to 28% in 2017 when it allied with the Congress. And in 2022, again, it went with the smaller parties. So it contested about 347 seats or so. The vote share on those seats of SP went up. So from 28% in 2017 to 37% in 2022. Although number of seats, there was not much variation. Like in 2017, SP contested on 311 seats. 2022, it contested on 347 seats. But the vote share gain was significant. So that tells you that when SP allied with smaller parties, it gains. When it is allied with bigger parties, it loses. So there the SP is right in its analysis. But the second point that SP leaders are making, where I have a doubt, they are saying that, we went with the BSP in 2019 Lok Sabha election and BSP did not really transfer its votes. We had done this analysis after the 2019 Lok Sabha election results. In fact, it's very difficult when you talk about which party transferred how many votes to the other party. There is no scientific methodology to establish that. So what we had done then was to combine the vote shares of SP and BSP in 2014 and then saw on individual seats where those votes combined in 2019 worked or did not work. That's the only way. That is assuming that, say, the BSP got 14% seats on certain seat. So in 2019 also those votes would stay with the BSP. But there are certain assumptions. But that was the only way to vet this theory that the BSP's votes did not get transferred to the SP. Now, as per our analysis then, it cut both ways. Like they were about on 45 seats almost, over 45 seats, that transfer took place. But there were other seats where the transfer did not take place, and that was for both parties. So on about a dozen seats, BSP's votes did not get transferred to the SP. And on 14 seats, SP's votes also did not get transferred to the BSP. And I'm repeating, this is based on the assumption that the vote bank of these two parties remain intact from 2014 to 2019. And then we talk about, say, an individual seat by seat, for instance. Say, for instance, in Kausambi seat. Now, Kausambi, BJP candidate got about 31-32% votes. Sorry, SP candidate in 2019. In 2014, the SP had got about 32% votes in Kausambi. In 2019, it got only 35% votes. Just an increase of 4% percentage points. But on that seat, BSP had got 22% votes in 2014. So if those 22% votes had come to the SP plus 32% votes, it would come to about 54% votes. But the SP got just about 35% in Kausambi. That tells you that the entire BSP's votes did not get transferred to the SP in Kausambi. But then you go to another seat, say Daurara, where Jitin Prasad was used to contest. Now in Daurara, BSP fielded Muslim candidates in both 2014 and 2019. Now in 2014, the BSP candidate got about, 22% votes or so. In 2019, when the SP and BSP came together, the BSP candidate's vote share went up to 33 and increased by about 11 percentage point. But in 2014, when they were not allies, SP candidate had got 22% votes. So obviously, SP's entire vote did not get transferred to the BSP candidate. So it cut both ways. So when you come to their assessment that BSP's votes did not get transferred to the SP, it's very difficult to establish. And again, as I said, it's not scientific methodology. That was the only way we had done this. So they're right. At least in one part where they are saying that when they ally with the smaller parties, it works for them. But there's a larger picture here. Why Akhilesh is unwilling to walk with Rahul Gandhi. First of all, what is there for him to gain? The Congress today, in the last assembly election, Congress's vote share was 2.33%. And it might have got further eroded because you have not seen any Congress activity in UP.
Yeah.
He doesn't get anything.
It took them about 7 months to appoint a president over there.
So 2.3% is hardly any vote you would actually bother about. But there is another point. When Akhilesh was asked for the first time whether you would be joining the Yatra, he said it's all Chandu Khane ki gup, like it's baseless gossip. And then he added that, in a spirit, we are with the Bharat Jodo Yatra, but who will remove the BJP? Who will defeat the BJP? Question is it the Congress which is going to defeat the BJP? Or is it going to be somebody else? Now you have seen Akhilesh hobnobbing with KCR a lot. And KCR is somebody who is trying to bring all non-Congress, non-BJP parties together. You have seen KCR meeting Akhilesh in Delhi a few months back. Then when the BRS was launched, when TRS was renamed as BRS, Akhilesh was there in Hyderabad. So he is going with the other front now. So when he's saying who will replace, the point is it's not the Congress what he is hinting at. There may be some other formation. And there is the third point here. See, by going with Akhilesh, what Rahul is doing today, by trying to get all other opposition parties with him, he is trying to project himself as the face of the opposition. He is trying to show that he is acceptable as a possible prime ministerial face among opposition parties. Why would Akhilesh actually go with him and, in fact, help him, project that kind of image.
No, that's an important question there, because when you look at how the Yatra has, how much the Yatra has achieved in bringing the opposition parties together, because the whole Yatra has been about, we are spreading love, it's about going against divisiveness. So if you look at where it started from the south, M.K. Stalin of the DMK, Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, he was there, he handed over the flag to Rahul Gandhi. Then, of course, Kanimuri joined the Yatra last week. Then in Maharashtra, Mr. Sharad Pawar, Aditya Thackeray, they had joined the Yatra, after which Rahul Gandhi made that Savarkar comment, which got the Shiv Sena into a lot of trouble. But, when it comes to parties which are not directly in alliance with Congress in any state, we have seen that they have largely been very cagey about their response to the Yatra. For example, we have not seen Kamal Hassan. I mean, we have not seen someone like, say, Mamata Banerjee, come out and make any sort of remark as such. In terms of getting the opposition together, and as we were talking about Rahul Gandhi being the face of the opposition, how is that working out for the Congress? Like, how do you see that?
I think it's something that has that they have started thinking midway. Until they reached Maharashtra, I don't think they were trying to get all the allies together. In Maharashtra also, of course, they got the allies. But getting non-allies to be part of your Yatra is a kind of an afterthought, I would say, because they have started in UP now. And let's see, in Delhi, they did not invite the Aam Aadmi Party because they know that that projection will not happen. But in UP, they want even BSP and SP. This is an attempt, but somehow opposition parties, or BJP, those who are not the allies of the Congress, are not really taking that bait.
Would you say it's a personality clash at some place between, say, Akhilesh and Rahul?
I don't really say personality clash.
Or someone like a Mamata, they might have opened up to, say, walking with a Sonia, but not so much with a Rahul. Do you think it's also about Rahul's heft Mamata, as a politician in the whole spectrum?
The way Congress looks at it, it sees the emergence of many, what they call Team B of the BJP. So first they had Owaisi, then they have Aam Aadmi Party. Now you have Mamata Banerjee going to Meghalaya and even Tripura.
But these are parties who have beaten the BJP fair and square in elections.
They'll say that even KCR is BJP's B team because, KCR is going to Karnataka. So that's how Congress looks at them. So Congress won't really invite them to join the Yatra. But potential allies, whoever they are, in the Congress's eyes, they are trying to reach out to them, but those allies are not showing much enthusiasm.
No, but again, final question before we take questions from our audience. In terms of the numbers game, if the Congress doesn't make an effort to ensure that these non-allied opposition parties are with them, as Prashant Kishore had said earlier, right? He had given this formula that you focus on 250, 300 seats.
Exactly.
Let the regional parties which are in the opposition take care of their own turf. So unless that happens, 2024, the numbers won't add up for the Congress. They don't have any chance of even staking a claim for government. So in the context of that, how do you see this?
The best thing for the Congress is to try to get to a 3-digit figure first. See, the fact that Congress will have the largest share of MPs even in the next Lok Sabha, I mean, you cannot dispute it because in all other regional parties, but not technically, but technically they may other national parties, but otherwise. So, see, Mamata Banerjee, how many seats can she get? Congress is spread all over. It will have more seats, and it has to enlarge that thing. So you do not want a situation like, what you had during United Front. The others could couple together. Congress still had a substantial number of seats then, but it had to support. But if it is less than say they're in just double digits, probably all other opposition parties put together, they'll have bigger numbers, and Congress will have to force to basically go to them. So everything will be decided post-elections. So right now trying to project himself, but it's more about Rahul's own personality, because he's somebody who is being seen in the opposition as someone who cannot be their face. Now you do not accept Sharad Pawar to accept Rahul Gandhi as the Prime Minister's face. He may make some comments. Mamata Banerjee won't accept him as such. Still, when you have Sonia Gandhi in the front, they are all ready to go with her, but not with Rahul Gandhi.
But Rahul hasn't created that political heft in the political firmament.
So that's what he is trying to change. And there is a bit of a setback in UP after what Akhilesh has said.
Okay, all right. So taking questions from our viewers. So Saurav is asking DK that considering Congress UP base has been reduced to a minuscule level, any minor rise in Congress vote share will only help BJP if Congress fights alone. However, Do you think Akhilesh will see value in some kind of coalition where Congress gets a small number of seats there by helping Congress and SP, as Congress has voters in each Lok Sabha seat or each MP seat?
That's true, especially in the Lok Sabha election. Because, see, in Assembly election, you saw the Congress's vote share coming out 2.33. But in Lok Sabha, it has managed to get about 5, 6, 7%. So, say, even in 2014 election, Congress got 7.5% votes. In 2019, again, when it went alone, it got 6.5% votes. So, you have certain chunk of people, when you have Lok Sabha elections, they look at the Congress as the possible national alternative and they vote for the Congress. So, this 6.5% votes are fine. And this is where Akhilesh is trying to, project some other formation. That, for instance, Congress has this still like certain groups of certain Muslims, certain groups of Muslims, some other castes may still be going with the Congress. Probably when it comes to Lok Sabha election, probably Congress will have Congress is the main challenger of the BJP. But if Akhilesh manages to say or convince people or project it as such, it's not Congress, it could be KCR, it could be somebody else, then he may actually hope to get all those fractions of voters who vote for the Congress to come back and rally behind him. That's his strategy here.
Okay. Rohan Bhade is asking, do you think apart from the image that the BJP has successfully been able to project for Rahul Gandhi, there's some serious absence of an alternate vision for him? He wanted US-style primaries, so another option would be to build a shadow cabinet like they have in the UK. Is this sporadic, ambiguous behavior from Rahul Gandhi the reason why others who want to beat the BJP don't ally with him or walk with him?
Well, coming to US primaries, I was covering this Obama election in 2018, not election in fact, the Democratic Party's primaries I was in Texas. What a fantastic concept, these primaries. Just imagine Rahul Gandhi, Kharge, and Shashi Tharoor or somebody else, people voting for the prime ministerial candidate of the Congress. How fantastic it will be. Or maybe on the other side, Advani, Modi, Yogi, and people are voting for them. Okay, they will be the prime ministerial candidate, and then the two parties finally, the general election happens. So it's a fantastic concept, just that it will not happen in India. Anyway, coming to this shadow cabinet thing he's talking about, I think it's a very good idea because, he is saying that people are ridiculing this idea in the UK. But the fact is, right now, if you look at the Congress Party's response to different issues, it's not coherent. Everybody is talking about different things and they have different stance on different things. At least when you have shadow cabinet, there will be some kind of coherent strategy making and response. And it will also help you showcase your team. It will not just be about Rahul Gandhi. Suppose Shashi Tharoor, he becomes the foreign minister in your shadow cabinet. You discuss it thoroughly, whatever happens, and there is a very cogent and coherent response from the party. So Shashi Tharoor's status also grows up and party also gains, and people will probably listen to the party more attentively. So it's a good idea. Of course, like good idea which will never be implemented.
That's exactly what I was getting to there. This sounds like a good idea on paper, like a lot of Congress Party's ideas sound very good on paper. But like we saw with Shashi Tharoor, right? So there was this whole brouhaha about, okay, we are the only party that's having elections. Look, there's a candidate who's against us. But once the elections are over, then
people expect their portfolios on the basis of their loyalty to the Gandhis, not on the basis of their merits.
Exactly.
This is what shadow cabinet would change. That's why it's not going to happen.
Okay. Next question is from Priyanka Upadhyay. Will Akhilesh try to form a grand alliance with BSP and other smaller parties like RLD minus the Congress for the 2024 elections?
I think not with the BSP, but with the smaller parties for sure. We saw in Khatoli by Bypol, it worked very well for them. SP went with the RLD and this Chandrasekhar's party. It did very well. So probably they will continue with this experiment, and especially also because in 2022, as I said, it worked. With the smaller parties, SP's vote share also goes up.
Next from Karthik Parashar. Is it because, is Akhilesh not joining the Yatra because he thinks that if he joins the Yatra, he will lose the Congress vote share that he acquired during the 2022 assembly elections? And going forward, is it better for him to eat away the remaining Congress vote share than to acquire BJP's vote share? And I have a small follow-up to that, because we saw in the Congress bastions of Amethi, Raebareli, I was there during the elections, and the majority of the seats actually did not go to the BJP, it went to the SP. So I think out of 15, there were about 10 that had gone to the SP and the others to the BJP. So in that context, so does it make more sense for Akhilesh to eat out the Congress's vote share?
When it comes to Amethi and Raebareli, there has always been an implicit understanding between these parties. So SP would be fielding weaker candidates in Lok Sabha elections. In assembly elections, SP would give away a few seats, take a larger chunk where it will field a strong candidate. So that understanding is gone now. Coming to what he's saying, it's from Akhilesh Yadav's point of view, it's better to basically wean away the Congress voters. And that's what really he may be trying by projecting himself as part of an alternative front. Because being with the Congress has not really helped him in terms of, strengthening his own party's base.
So 2 questions I would like to ask you, DK, before I take a final question, which is not really related to our topic, but about Karnataka elections. I mean, given 2 things. Firstly, how does Akhilesh's statement before the Yatra enters UP, how does it look for the Congress party, firstly? Secondly, we have seen that since the elections earlier this year, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra was the face of the Congress there. She was involved in, then, when the new organization was built there, she was the one who was giving feedback. UP is now basically her baby as far as the Congress is concerned.
Was.
We don't know that yet.
No, because we saw her spending what you call proverbially, burning the midnight oil. I mean, she has spent whole night. I think for 2 consecutive nights, 3 consecutive nights, she was there trying to get feedback. Then elections are over, she has just abandoned the state.
But
so that's why I said was, because she does not seem to be much interested in UP now. She has gone there for months now.
No, but in the Yatra also, like, her team is involved. But I think, as you very rightly said, it might change after the plenary session when, organization responsibilities are divided. But again, so given the fact that she was it was her face, she was the Congress's face there. What would that mean for her? Like, is Akhilesh's statement a statement on her and how she has liaised with different parties in the opposition in UP?
I don't know. First of all, I would wait for her to actually show this inclination that she wants to continue there in UP. So what Akhilesh says is not really a reflection on her so exactly, although the results she has to basically be blamed. She has to be blamed for whatever has happened. But Akhilesh's comment was not exactly on her. Akhilesh was looking at the party as such, not about individuals. And we have seen Priyanka, now they are trying to show that, Priyanka's team has done these wonders in Himachal Pradesh. Let's see what next.
Okay. Last question, which is about the Karnataka elections and the Congress, which is from Caesar Cipher. That's the name of the handle. In Karnataka elections, will there be any pre-poll alliance between Congress and the JDS? How is the DK Shivkumar Siddaramaiah infighting affecting the Congress? And how will BJP manage and accommodate so many defectors who come from the Congress and the JDS? How will the old horse Yadurappa behave?
Oh, I hope I remember these questions. There are 4 questions in one. So first about alliance, although elections are still a few months away, in politics you never rule out anything. But as it looks like, I don't really think it's going to happen. Because you have seen Kumaraswamy going to Hyderabad, again coming to that alternative non-Congress, non-BJP front. Kumaraswamy going to Hyderabad for the launch of the BRS. Kumaraswamy and Akhilesh and then VCK MP, they were the only 3 other party representatives in that thing, that launch. So you see where they are going. And then KCR, again, he's getting active in Karnataka. He is basically saying he will be contesting on a few seats. At least he'll be helping the JDS. So when KCR is helping the JDS, you don't really see JDS tying up with the Congress. Then a few months back, I remember, a few weeks back probably, I have heard Siddaramaiah basically ruling out this pre-poll alliance completely. So this is what it is, but we don't know. In politics, things may change very, very soon. For the JDS also, probably it works better. They have always gained out of, the hung assemblies. So probably 30 odd seats, 40 odd seats, and they will be ready to, ally with either party. They don't really have any ideological hang-ups as such. And that's why you see the efforts, KCR, JDS. This entire fight is about getting 35, 40 seats. And and hoping that it's a hung assembly.
And then playing kingmaker.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think that's a wrap on this episode of PoliGraph. Please do keep watching the space and sending us your questions for our further episodes. Our political editor DK Singh will be answering all of them for you. And of course, keep watching The Print for our coverage of the Bharat Jodo Yatra and other big political happenings that are happening around the country. Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks, Shraddha.